Good morning, afternoon, and evening to you, wherever you are joining me at this hour. I say, welcome to 197 edition of Investdata Trading Academy live with Ambrose. I would say that the market globally is still extending their mixed and also negative trend as at yesterday. Yesterday, I told you that the US market was slightly up when we started, but it closed the day yesterday on a negative note. This morning, we're still at the market extending that situation. That means it's entering also on opening on a negative note this morning. Also, in Europe market, it's also the same thing. While Asia market remains mixed and Africa also. But one thing you should know that this hour that is driving the negative or the mixed sentiment across the globe is also as a result of a increasing fear of what of recession. Yes, we have seen macroeconomic data across this market. Some of them are looking good because we are seeing a slowdown in inflation data, which also an indication or is a sign that we might likely see a kind of a slowdown in the rate of aggressive rate hike. But that is not enough because of the fear of recession. You can see that people are also trying to look at which sectors and which industry will also survive that. That is why I tell you that at any market cycle, we must know what is happening. The importance of looking at the psychology of people, because when the market is in a boom, pattern on a boot cycle on a boot situation, there's different from when it's also in a boom situation. Also in economy, when the economy is also in an expansion mode, or also when it's on a contraction mode, there are different perception to this economic realities, and that is why as an investor or trader, like I always tell you that you must understand which cycle are the economy and also are the market, so that you can know how to use the right tool and the right sector which also position yourself. That is what we are seeing now. Yes, any that are coming in this mature market and they look good, but some of them are also equally missed to reflect the activities of a rate hike the previous year. But we're seeing some industry that even with what is happening, we're seeing projection that some sectors are going to do well in 2023. For example, I'll tell you that the oil sector, which is the energy, are likely to do well this year again. And also we're seeing banking also likely. But if you look at what is happening globally, this fear of recession, fear of possible recession or contraction economy across the globe is what is sending a kind of a down position this morning. But I believe that as other indication, other information or statement comes, it might also change or shape the direction of investors. Why investors kind of dampen that? Yes, they are seeing that if the the biggest economy in the world are already giving sign of a contraction, which is a US, and also the second largest economy, which is China, is trying to scrabble with scrabble with a lot of things that is happening. Yes, they open the economy in China, which also is a kind of a signal for the oil sector because they are the largest oil consuming economy. If that also, but can see until they start giving a positive number, this fear is still there that yes, COVID-19 issue is still rampant in that environment. That's why they have opened their world, the border, and also try to go into productivity again. But these are the things that is driving sentiment this morning. But for investor, I would say that you don't need to panic. As investor, have stocks that you have in mind. That these stocks that you have in mind that have factors that push them higher. I think that is where you should be, because I believe that if Fed and also European Central Bank, which is ECB, will also in their next policy meeting, decide to adjust rates, that will also be a plus for the market. That's why if you see this kind of mood in the market, it's an opportunity for you to buy low, because as for every investment again in the future, things that will shape the future or the economy or the sentiment is what we are looking at. But I believe that if there's any adjustment, down again or a slight, hike for rates for these two major central banks, and also don't forget that Japan and also left their rate or change still in negative terrain. I can tell you what that one stands for. China is just coming out. These are the big economy that we look at. That's why what is happening in this environment. And don't forget, I mentioned yesterday that in UK, which is part of the eurozone, also saw a little slide in their inflation. These are the data we are looking at. It must shape things. And don't forget also politically, when all these things are put in place, look at what is happening, the political aspect of it, like Nigeria, where we're looking at the presidential election coming on in February. But you can see that the December inflation or consumer price index also was slightly down, and since the yield also is coming down, because the price is going to all these are things I've looked at. but likely not to be rate hike, because as the World Bank has been hammering and telling them, oh, central bank, you have to be very careful, because as you are increasing rates, you're also putting the government of a different country that are running on debt on a high burden, because servicing debt with is going to affect them. And that is why if rate hike continue, most governments across the globe will go backwards, because to service their debt become a problem. And I think that is what they are looking at this time. But finally, we are seeing signs that or what rate is coming down because of what the inflation report that they're trying to checkmate is already trying to slow down. For me, there's no cause for alarm in the market, but rather we should take advantage of information to invest wisely. These are very things we should know. As we speak now, oil price is also as a kind of a slowed down marginally. Yesterday, it moved as high as 87.71 dollar per barrel. But to speak now, it has slowed down to 85.29 dollar per barrel. And this has a lot of what? All this fear of what? Fear of recession. But I believe that policymakers are different domain, and all economic managers are also working to make sure that they put their economy in the right track, especially in 2023. If this war was spread, that means in the future we're going to see improvement. But don't forget that there's one thing I want everybody to know. As all eyes are on earnings, earnings for 2022 is what we're expecting. What is the prospect of earnings to come in 2023? Which sectors are likely to do well today? These are the things we're actually, and that's why we expect that in 2023 we might see a slowdown in corporate earnings. But why? For different sectors, we might see improvement. But why need to be generally? Because of what cost has not really abated, and also at the same time, as policies being changed, and also most companies that have done backward integration, do they have enough? No, we need to look at it. If costs continue to go up, because you can see if we're planning to increase the fuel prices, especially when we remove the subsidy, what is going to affect companies in the environment? What is going to be the consumption power of these people? But if you are increasing the moving subsidy and price go aside, and people that are in the economy to spend money don't have enough to spend, even when they spend, inflation on top. These are when we are looking at which sector we're able to push this cost to their consumer. These are the things we're looking at as outlook for earnings for 2023. Even as all eyes are on the full year earnings for 2023 that will also come with a form of reward or dividend payment. And you can see that what is happening in the market. For me, I would say that we are seeing dividend hunting investor looking at what that's why we are seeing it. Once after the dividend, the next thing is that what will be the outlook or the expected results for this for the new year. These are the things we'll be looking at, and which company will be able to also grow their cash flow, and their cash flow will also to support their earnings. And that's why this today we are going to look at also the first earnings that have just hit the market. Yes, it's from insurance sector that will see those earnings. Before I go into that number, I want to look at what is the state of the market first before we look at that earnings. Then we can now come to our live chart. Yes, if you look at the market as we speak now, the market is still slightly in what in green. Like I said, that our market is trying to also look up, in green just a little. You can see that now as the market is a bit, flat in green, and it's a good one for the market. Market is doing 52,622.07. Market is up just 0.01. It looks like, and you can see that we have a positive market break. We're having 10 gainers and and 7 losers. Look at the losing chart, the top 5 losing chart stock as we speak now. We are seeing that UPDC REIT is leading, followed by by Consolidated Hallmark Insurance. We are seeing International Brewery, Regency, and Police Microfinance. No, these are the top losers in terms of price. Also, if you look at the gainers as we speak, I told you that market is in a positive breath. We are seeing International Energy, leading the pack there, followed by Everton and John Hood, Silicate Assurance, and they also were seeing NACO also in that direction. NACO is also catching fire this morning, but I want to tell you that investors can see that the top gainers here are dominated by what? By low cap stock. Apart from a medium cap stock like NACO, that is the others are what are low cap stocks. No, I mean low cap stock. These stocks, you can't feel impact of them, but unless you are playing them individually, before you can know. But impacting the market index and all, you can't see much on this board. But for me, as having 10 gainers and 10 gainers and 7 losers, it's a sign that market is also in the right direction this morning. But don't forget, as we are coming closer to the MPC meeting that is holding on Monday and Tuesday next week, most investors will also try to look and wait and see the outcome. But I'll tell you, that if you are waiting, that means you are on your own because the market is going to do what it's going to do, despite there's any adjustment or the trend, the rate is unchanged. Why I said so is that you saw what happened in the last adjustment of almost 100 basis points. Market didn't, for now, if there's 50 basis points or lower, I see the market will not react more to it because even when it was under the adjustment, the market didn't do much. And this is what we call the earnings season, the peak of the market earnings season, and I believe that that also shaped the investors' thinking. When I mentioned about the demand, the dividend hunting investor hunting at this time, people are there for this because they are seeing that there are some sectors or industries or individuals that have about 12%, 13% dividend yield, which is quite higher than what they are seeing in other instruments, in the market. For me, these are what's going to shape the market. For investors in that category, just stay patient and keep your finger crossed, especially for those income investors or that are looking for where to earn money. I think this market is where you should be at this point. This is the situation now. But we want to look at the in terms of volume, those stocks that are leading the most active stock in volume, because volume is very, very key when it comes to looking at the stock market anytime. As we speak now, we are seeing that GT Code has also is leading this morning in terms of volume, trading about 5.1 million shares, followed by FBN Holding. GT Code is still trading at 24 naira 40 kobo, and FBN Holding also 11 naira 60 kobo, 4.5 million shares traded, followed by UBA. UBA is also 8 naira 10 kobo, 4.2 million shares. Zenith Bank maintained 24 naira 60 kobo, 3.57 million shares traded so far, and Transcorp 1 naira 21 kobo, 2.2 million shares. These are the top five stock in terms of volume. You can see that these are dominated by what the Fuga, apart from which was not yet Access Corp. These are the Fuga. I know what the Fuga means in the market. These are the high paying dividend stock. Apart from FBM Holding, that is the dividend is not too encouraging. Other Fugas are the big boys in the market that also control the trend in the market. For that, let investors know that there are some sectors that are still have potential, even as the market has also rallied to this level. People think that most stocks are still undervalued. If you look at the total value of these stocks, you tell that these stocks are still undervalued. For that, let's keep our finger crossed. If you are in the market, don't need to panic out of the market. Yes, I want to quickly look at the first unaudited account that hit the market. Those was released by an insurance company, Universal Insurance. I will tell you, most times when I decided that when a child performed very well and he will stay at the front door. Once that will give blow horn and enter the house or driving in, the child will be the one that first to run and tell the father, welcome sir, because he want to show he has done well. So because I'm saying that this is the first time we are seeing Universal Insurance releasing results for the first time. Earlier this, even though it's an unaudited account, even since that stock is listed, this is the first time they are keeping to the regulation of what the market, keeping to the rules. Before now, they are always the word bank at the back bench at the back of the bench or at the back of the class of releasing the reports. Now we're seeing that their number is good. They are the first to release to start the unaudited account season forward for companies that are going to release the unaudited for first quarter and their full year unaudited for this month. But I can see the result is looking good. That's why I said when a company did well, they always want to show it, and it also have it at the back of your mind. The company that is not performing well, we want to wait when others are rushing. When the market do not give a kind of critical look because they are coming to a lot of number. That's where they read that. But those that have done well, they always want to showcase that number so that people can also look at it very well and also comment on it. I would say yes, it's a good number from Universal Insurance, and also don't forget that that sector was seeing a kind of a change in that sector in terms of policy reform, and that has also boosting the performance in that company. That means you as a trader or investor, there are also some stuff you can also start looking in that industry. But I believe that those that are in the buy and sell signal and they currently also have those stocks already because they are in when you log in, those stocks are already mentioned in that platform. But those stocks that will know that this reform that we expect in the insurance sector will impact them, they are also doing a recapitalization at the same time. At the beginning of this year, late last year, we saw almost like 200 increase in the premium of this sector, and that's going to go across. It's a plus for them. That means this insurance company will have enough fund. Yes, what I said was the pool of fund At the end of the day, if there's no eventuality, this fund become kind of profit for them, and why also they can use it to invest in other things that also generate more money for them. That's why when you saw the life of ICO going up and down, you see life of all these local stock, penny stock. There's something that's going to drive their price. When earnings start showing, going to turn around these numbers, because I told you earlier that anytime, any day, earnings or price feed on earnings, and if the company earnings is good, it shows that the company is going somewhere. Yes, if you look at the result, I will tell you the result. They are in two ways. The last quarter, which is the first quarter unaudited, is there, and also the full year 2022 unaudited account. But I will start from the full year 2022, so that before we now go to the last one, which is for the last quarter. I mean the 3 months of 2022. That means from October to the end of what, December. For the full year unaudited account for universal insurance, I'll tell you this is a good number coming from them. I have not seen this kind of number all this while from this company, but this is a good one. If they are starting a new leaf in terms of performance, and also keeping to what for regulation or becoming a compliance to corporate governance, which is also good. Yes, consider the gross premium for the period moved from 3.7 no 3.72 billion to 5.67 billion, representing about 53.24% up. This is a huge one for top line for the end of the year. The gross premium you can see. But at the end of the day, every investor is going to look at what is the bottom line after your gross earnings, after your net income. We want to see what is your profit after tax, because we're interested to see, after you are taking care of what your expenses and all, what is left for us as investors. If you look at the PAT for the year 2022, it moved from 376.97 million to 525.32 million. This is good. This is also 39.35% up. Good one. These are good double-digit growth that also support the EPS, also likely pay out at the end of the year. But if you look at the EPS of this company for the years, the Kobo stock, we consider that the EPS moved from 2 kobo to 3 kobo for the period, and also the profit margin for this period also dropped marginally from 10.2% in 2021 to 9.25% in 2023. You can see despite there was growth in what in the top line, and also growth in what in the PAT, but expenses, what has happened this period has also reflected. That's why you see that the profit margin has also slide down despite improvement in both the top line and the bottom line. That is what also to look at when we're looking at results. It's very, very important. If you go and also look at the company operating cash flow, I tell you this year, don't analyze any stock without looking at the cash flow, because if you are looking at only just the number for this moment, what of the future? Because I always say that every investment again the future. If you are looking at only just because the earnings is good for today and because of you want to buy, what is subsequent earnings that will also drive the price? Since every investment again is, you want to look at what is the company operating cash flow that will support that earnings we are seeing. Because if the cash flow of a company is declining, say that sustaining the earnings you are seeing is very, very rare. That means it might likely go in the direction of what that cash flow that is declining. But if a company earnings is looking up and the cash flow is also looking up, that is a thumb up for the company. That means a plus for me. That means you as an investor look at all this, put into consideration when you're looking at the number. Don't just look at the top line alone. Look at how sustainable that number will be going into the future. For universal insurance, I will tell you the operating cash flow also declined marginally from 216.38 million to 212.4 million. You can see what I'm just saying. Well, yes, the number of but it's slight one, but you have to also look at the next one. If we come recurrent that they are releasing the numbers, we are seeing that the cash flow is declining. That means a place that you have to also be very careful as investor. But if you look at the last 3 months for 2022, which is the fourth quarter of the year for that company, I see that also the gross premium was up by 47.3%, moving from 1.1 billion to 1.62 billion for that only 3 months, which is good. And also the PAT moved from a loss position of 73.65 million to a positive account. That means that wipe away its loss for that compared to what it did in 2021. That means we are not for now they are in a positive of 21.39 million. This represents about 130 million in growth from a negative of 73. For me, this is a good number. But if you want to look at the company full year earning per share, For those that really attended the last class, when that's why it's good to be in that forum. Because what we discuss there will go a long way to to guide you from what we have learned even last week here. When like, one of the guests came to give us lecture on earnings, I believe everybody there also have gathered one thing. There's a simple way it gave for what for you to look at the true value of a company. Like we say that in technical analysis, we have a overbought region and oversold region. If you're looking at some indicators, also in the fundamental, we have what we call undervalue and also overvalue stock, and also fair value. All these are mentioned, but if you really want to see whether a company is selling at a fair price on a, also there's a simple way, he mentioned in that so that those that have access to the material, I think the material will also be posted today for those that are in that group because they are sent the material yesterday night. Now look at it, there are some things we discussed that is very germane for you as an investor or trader. No, the simple way, like if we're saying that that the price of the any per share of universal insurance is just 3 kobo for full year 2022. What can you easily know that is this company undervalue or overvalue? If you look at the market price of this stock, about 20 kobo in the market, and it's also having a no 3 kobo. You times 3 by 10, now give about 30 kobo. You can see that this stock kind of yes, we say is undervalue. Looking at the market price and and the ticket value of this company. These are the simple we can look at. That's why I said earnings play a vital role in your investment decision because it helps you to know your P ratio, earning ratio. All of them will help you to know exactly what you are doing, how long it take you to recoup your investment if the company earnings remain that in that level. But if improve, it reduce your waiting period. That's why you need to look at all these things when you are. We're going to discuss more as we see more results going into the future because I have seen early file items of unaudited account now coming from Universal Insurance. Want to see more between now and even tomorrow, even before market close, more result. Then as for next week, you see more of this unaudited account flooding the market because of what they want to meet the 31st deadline for 30 days. This is going to help the market also going into the future. Yes, we're coming back now to to the chart. It's very, very important because of our time. Let's go to back to our chart now. Look at the chart now. I'll start to look at the market direction. Come here, you can look at market yesterday, day for yesterday. We saw a market breaking out a strong resistance level, touching about 52,700 and 12.31. So yesterday, market had a little pullback on profit taking and high cap stock, especially in the industrial goods, which we saw the life of Dangote and the WAP Lafarge sliding small in price, and that also impacted the market. For me, there's no cause for alarm. The market is still very, very strong. Let's call up our indicators to see. Like I told you earlier, the market is sliding in red this morning. You can see here the seesaw movement was seen between Monday and yesterday, even at this hour. Tell you that people are also looking to see the outcome of what the outcome of MPC meeting. But I'll tell you, like I said earlier, with what we're seeing, I see that the market will continue in direction until towards the closer to the election. Might see caution, trading, people taking profit, and people trying to also review to see the outcome. But I tell you, for this month of January, this moment we are seeing would like it to go to even the first week of February because of what our election is coming up around the 25th of February. If all things being equal according to the INEC timetable, that means you need to also watch the market and see when you can take profit. Especially, I know at the beginning of this year, we opened up by saying the market is set go, know your entry exit strategy and exit strategy with your profit target. Once you hit it, take if this is what you're doing now. Between now and that end of second week of February, if you hit your profit, nothing stops you to take your profit and watch because after the election, there's also going to be a rally by progress if everything go well and there's no problem and the president is elected. We want to see our market also because that will change the scenario of everything in the market, the perception of Nigeria. Forget it right at this time, and a leader is elected. That will be very good for us. Yes, so because of our time, I'll quickly call call our T lines or our indicators so that we're able to look at it very fast and move to other things. Let's quickly go down and look at these indicators we want to today. We'll call up our T line. Very, very important. Money flow. Yeah, I'm using stochastic this hour to see the strength of the market. That is very, very important for me. Yes, let's change to what I want us to change this to our it's good, good. Yes, because of our time, you can see the market is still very, very above the T line. You can see it here. and see this the 8 days movement exponential. And see that market is above it, which is a good sign that market is still very strong. You can see all the way the market crossed it over it and remain above it. We tested it, touch it, and start bouncing back. That not book it, no. But if you see today that money flow as we speak is around the 80, I mean that drop from 82, 83 as we speak, but still all is because of the profitable activity we are seeing. That's why we are seeing a day up, a day, or that's why I call it a seesaw movement. The last since the beginning of this week, you can see that also reflecting on what money flows try to look down until start seeing fresh position. But I believe that the outcome of MPC will also give a kind of a push or support the momentum. If you look at the market now index and see where the market is now, yes, despite the market is still on the trend, the momentum is relatively weak. That's what the market here. You can see here. But the good thing that the momentum is still looking up, and when the momentum look up to cover up, that is like this market is likely to break out, like I said here at the end of the week, around that 54 and even support to get towards 60, 65 if possible, with depending on the strength of the numbers we're expecting and also the payout ratio that we're going to see for this company. But I'll tell you that market is still very, very intact. The momentum is still there. All we're just seeing is just profit taking, and that loss will not so panic us because market will rebound easily as we speak. But the quick one, because of our time, we're going to look at the stock like let's look at what is happening in FBN holding and also look at what is happening in right away. What is how far will NACO go? You can see that it's only big store that I can see on that top. Then you can go back and look at also the among the top terms of volume. Look at Zenith Bank and UBA. Look at GTB today. Let's quickly look at these stocks because of our time. And I tell you, the market is still very strong. For those that want to take position, like I said, I will have some stock that already at their bullish base. That if you want to take advantage of those stock at the Q&A Saturday, those stock will also be discussed. Good one, you can see that the NACO now is above the T line. You can see where it is now from the T line and where the green indicator is before. It's almost forming a triple bottom, a triple top. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. A breakout of this top now will tell that there's a strong momentum on this top to go up, and you can see that the money flow is looking up at what 77, and we're seeing that the momentum indicator is building up even at this level. Tell that with this momentum improvement is sustained up here, this stock will go as high as 9 to 10. The way it's going. For those that are in the store, and those are also looking to talk, I'll tell you this stock is looking good, but this where it is now is a very critical point. Former triple top, the sign that if it break out, that is continuation of the trend. The reversal possibility is also very high here at this point because now where it is now is what I call triple top, and this triple top in chart and technical analysis that is a sign that when it break it out, that means the stock have touched this kind of height. This price at the same time more than 3 times unable to break it out. But if this afternoon now or tomorrow it didn't break it out, that is a continuation of the trend. But also, if at this level that it become also too difficult, I see that most other time it touch it started coming down. If you also pull back again, that's another thing again. But if you pull back, it also will support the stock to rebound. But you have to watch your T line and also another momentum is very, very key at this point for this stock. Quick one, I want to look at look at FBNH. FBNH. I want to look at the stock quickly, then now look at the Zenith Bank before we call it a day because our time is fast spent. You can see that FBN holding is still, yes, it's been around 1160, 1145. As we speak now, it's sustained above the T line on a day chart. Money flow is looking really almost 92, 91 for me. And we can see a strong momentum, and that is why this stock, I will tell you, for all this while, the stock will remain above the T line. Despite a few days, it break down. The next time you see that broken out up again, you can see, but it's a trend that this stock has sustained a good momentum since we start seeing changes in the shareholding structure of this company or this holding company. For me, it's a good one for the company. That means if you are in this stock, not for dividend, for capital appreciation, fine. But I believe that before this company start paying a good dividend, it has to come from CBN because yes, they are able to reduce their non-performing loan, which also should support their payout so that they can join the league of their first the frugal well, because those frugal companies are ones that are their dividend is still good to support their price, but will be payout of holding for me unless there's improvement from this year. If CBN will allow them, that will be very nice. Quick one, the last but not the least, said I want to look at Zenith Bank. We're going to look at that stock. Okay, so let's see what is happening there. Let's see what is happening there, so that you can take advantage of know the highest bank in terms of profitability. That means if a bank is still profitability, that means in payout they also need it because they have what it takes to pay it. You can see that the stock also, as I speak now, it's just flat on the T line. You can see that it has gone above it, it came down. That's why I say when you see your price action far from the T line, it's a sign that you should look at it very well. You can see whenever it's far, they only want to come down to see to meet the T line. Also, when it is down below, they want to come back to meet the T line. I mean, you should monitor this T line very well. For those that attended my class, you know how I use T line very well. Also, try and follow that pattern, and also you can also do more research on T line. That will also help you because it's going to guide you on more how to work, how to use it, interpreting it. But one thing is that different analysts, different technical traders has the indicator that work for them. The one that work for A, the one that work for B, but the one you understand, and I see it simply reiterate with when you are looking at chart or you really read the meaning and all the interpret. It's good for you to use the indicators. But I will see that for Zenith Bank, you can see that it's slightly below the T line, and that also have shown on what on the momentum indicators here. I can see money flow looking down. But I tell you, reversal of this is very imminent. Once it crosses back again, it's a good time. Zenith Bank, knowing the kind of stock it is and the position in terms of the dividend payout, but already in dividend season, these are the stock we also be looking at for you as what as investor or those that are looking for dividend income. On this note, I will say thank you at this level. For those that still subscribing for the jumbo pack, I can see some people paying even when I'm talking here. And for me, I will say thank you. But for those that are not taking about in that class, the signal will come on latest on Sunday, and also in class we discuss. You feel free to ask your question. That is where we rub mind forward for those that want to trade profitably in the market. Here is for us to also guide you to what is happening in the market and look at it. But in that class where we recommend stock, you can take action immediately, even when we see opportunity as we are discussing now. It is those that are in that class also get that because once I say that you have to send and they confirm their subscribe. That's why I encourage every one of us to be part of the the subscription or the jumbo pack so that at the end of the day, this year, despite we expected the missed market and also the pattern that we saw last year, I tell you, smart investors that will be on our side, I hope by God grace, will take advantage of the market. We did it in 2022, we're also going to be this year by God grace. And I encourage you, be one on the subscriber and also start enjoying at the beginning of the year so that take advantage of what is any season and also the quarterly that will see going to the future. On this note, I say thank you, see you tomorrow, bye.